I just want to make sure that I have these correct. Next, yes. So this East Midtown Public Realm Vision Plan was generated from the recognition that East Midtown is probably New York City's most iconic business district, and perhaps probably one of the world's most iconic business districts. So when we started this project, we were asked to look at the entire neighborhood, the entire district, very comprehensively, to look at the everyday experiences of people and at the circulation in open spaces and their networks at street level, below street level, and maybe even above street level as we proceeded with the project. Also, the Municipal Art Society and citizens groups had already developed a vision framework that we were to pay attention to and address the concerns and interests that were involved in those frameworks. So our mission when we arrived on the scene was very clear. We were to develop a public realm plan that created a 21st century East Midtown. So as we approached the project, we began rethinking our own everyday experiences in East Midtown. Our offices are located at 45th and 5th, so we walk through the district every day, usually with our faces like this on phones and really trying to maneuver through these very busy sidewalks. So in rereading or actually experiencing and thinking about reading the urban landscape, we understood more clearly that our palette of the public realm is, should I push next here? Is that to get my slides going? Yeah, sorry. So in reading the urban landscape, we understood more clearly that our palette for the public realm in East Midtown was really the street system itself. Streets make up about 30% of East Midtown and cover about 60 acres. So again, that was our palette to work with at the public realm. Our challenge and opportunity was to rethink streets to be multifunctional, places of retreat and relaxation, and as places that promoted East Midtown as a global business district. So we put a team together. The team consists of Jonathan Rowe's companies, where I am from, the urban planners, Gale Architects, urban designers, and Skanska as the construction analyst. And I believe Jeff Reisman is somewhere in the audience from, there's Jeff, from Gale Architects. Our commitment was to create a vision plan that represented the aspirations of people. So to do that, we created a roadmap for engaging people and made it very clear to them how we would interact with them along the way as the plan was being developed, so in the planning and design process. And using Gale Architects' methodology, we worked with planners, volunteer planners, and planning students from local universities to survey areas of importance during the weekday and weekend. We observed how people experience Midtown every day to understand the qualities of spaces, the uses of places, and areas of importance where people wanted us to focus our efforts. So, our initial approach, which carried us through the project, was to identify ways of, one, re-engaging with the iconic, romantic images of East Midtown. Another one was about reinventing our public spaces. And finally, what you heard earlier is getting the details right, making sure that we were focused on the right interventions. So the projects included in the plan range from interventions that could be applied to various conditions in East Midtown to large-scale aspirations that rethink how we might leverage and capitalize on the assets in the district. So I'm going to go through a few highlights, and the plan itself, as you heard, is being launched today at the Municipal Art Society Summit. But again, I'll just highlight a few. So let's look at Pershing Square. The plan proposes an expansion of Pershing Square's existing plazas to create 4 high-quality public open spaces flanking both sides, east and west, of the viaduct. Each of the 4 plazas would have a unique focus and identity. So let's start with the west side plazas. The existing Northwest Plaza would continue to be a dining destination. This plaza would expand onto the next block to create a new shared vehicle and pedestrian street with an expanded sidewalk for seating and planting, and to serve as a pedestrian-friendly link to Library Way. Now we'll look at the east side plazas. The Northeast Plaza would remain a multimodal node, transit node for bicycles, pedestrians, buses, subways, and train, and a new Southeast Plaza, illustrated here, would be nestled between the viaduct on one side and a privately owned public space, a POP, on the other side. People could enjoy a new experience of the viaduct and a new view to Grand Central Terminal. It could also serve as an outdoor business meeting place or for simple pleasure to rest during the day. You heard a little bit about the balcony at the viaduct. The Park Avenue Viaduct offers an incredibly new and dramatic experience at Grand Central Terminal, and usually you can only experience the viaduct while you're sitting in a car. So those of you in the audience, New Yorkers, who have experienced the space on foot or on a bicycle during the summer streets events know that the viaduct is a remarkable open space. This project proposes stairs and an elevator that would enable pedestrians to access the viaduct at any time, not just at summer streets, and it connects the viaduct with the Vanderbilt Plaza below. Also, adding balconies extending from the western edge of the viaduct along Grand Central Terminal could provide new, dramatic vista points from which to see and experience the streetscape and cityscape. Park Avenue represents the elegance and stature of East Midtown, and its name reminds us that its street was designed as a grand park promenade. Park Avenue's medians remain one of the district's strongest visual assets. In our community meetings, we heard a consistent call for more and grander open space in East Midtown. From that call, people generated many ideas to increase access to open spaces, and the Park Avenue medians were identified as potential places for that. The medians were envisioned as a series of charms that maintained their visual quality, but also served as a linear parkway. The plan proposes 3 scenarios. One option is to provide new opportunities for greater enjoyment of the Park Avenue medians and as a place for resting and retreat. Seating, decorative planting, and public art would be designed and installed at crosstown intersections, similar to the designs along the Broadway Mall on the Upper East Side. A second scenario, the medians would be widened to eliminate 1 lane of traffic from each direction on blocks where there are no left turns onto the cross streets. This could provide the opportunity to redesign the interior of the medians, possibly to accommodate pedestrian and bike access. As a model of for this option, people pointed us to the existing mall on Park Avenue between 96th and 97th Streets, where the widened median provides a potential footprint for a landscape and furnished promenade. And finally, a third option would truly bring a transformative change to Park Avenue and its use. The medians could be widened to eliminate 1 lane of traffic from each direction on blocks from East 46th to East 57th Streets. All left turns would be prohibited. Medians would be distinctly landscaped and furnished as a promenade in which pedestrians and bicycles could access north-south from median to median, charm to charm, along Park Avenue, giving East Midtown a truly grand, world-class open space. With the vast majority of East Midtown's workers arriving by commuter train, subway, or bus, the transit experience for people is a critical element in the vision plan. Many of the subway entrances in East Midtown blend into the architecture of surrounding buildings, making entrances easy to miss, even for a veteran commuter. The plan proposes a toolkit of coordinated design upgrades to improve wayfinding, as well as the visibility and functionality of subway and terminal entrances. This illustration depicts a corner outside of the subway entrance at Lexington and 51st Street, in which a bulb out was created at a corner that capitalizes on the city bike space and helps to alleviate pedestrian congestion at the corner. The East Midtown Public Realm Vision Plan is called Places for People because it was really created with and for people. It was an exciting and often tense process, and often full of surprises that included rethinking, renegotiating, relooking, evaluating to arrive at smart, thoughtful solutions that resonated with the people who engaged in the process. The plan is being released here at the Municipal Art Society Summit, and it can be accessed at the city's website. So thank you so much for everyone who participated in the process for creating that vision plan. This is an amazing space, and it's wonderful to be here, so thank you very much.